Hey guys, how are we doing? Thanks for joining me once again. It's Sunday night from a very noisy Bangkok. I'm hibernating for 2 days. It's Sonkran. It started today. I can hear it out the window. You know, there's drums banging and there's people screaming and shouting. They're all having a good time. I did it for years. I used to go down to Pong, electric water guns and all the rest of it. A bit long in the tooth now. I prefer to kind of just stay in and hibernate for a couple of days. And poor old Franco, he's down there in Pattaya where it lasts for about 10 days. So he's kind of ducking and diving, trying not to get wet. But I think if you're in Pattaya, you've just put a vest on and you get wet. That's it. End of the story. Right. Before we go any further, I just want to say a big thank you to very generous £20. I do appreciate that. You say price of a couple of lady drinks. Come on. It's kind of half understand it. You said price of a couple of ladies drinks. Come now. Who passes up the chance to practice the juggling for? Okay, 50-50, but thanks very much. That's generous of you. I see all the usual faces in, over 100 in already. That's brilliant. I've got a bit of a rough voice tonight. I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure I'll be fine. Florida Gladiator, first in. How you doing? I haven't switched my light on. Hang on. Will that make much of a difference? It doesn't really make a difference, does it? Might not put it up next week. Got it, so I'll leave it on. Yeah, how you doing? Let's just put the rates up for a while. Currency rates at the moment. I'm surprised the pound's not dipped further, with our new government. Fakehead plays Connect 4 on the first day. What a name that is. Mongering is my stock trade. Okay. Paul Hoskins, how you doing? Thank you, Paul. Yeah, I hit 65 on Tuesday. I don't feel like 65. It's a number, isn't it? But that's what my mother used to say. She says age is just a number, but actually it's a bit more than a number, isn't it? Because she kind of kicked the bucket 6 months after that. But thanks very much. Didn't do anything special. Went out for a meal with a friend and very quiet. No Name, how you doing? 21 for the 44th time. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Ryan Sager. Hello, everyone. And Peter, it's up to you. Hello, Yazza. Hi, everybody. Who else we got in? Max Vite. How you doing, Max? How long is it since we met up in Nana Plaza? That's got to be over a year ago now, hasn't it? Happy little blue pill day, Peter. I don't take them anymore, believe it or not. Honestly, I'm not going to get into it too much. I'll get into trouble. But right, Jim, how you doing? Where is Mr. Trump? He's normally in the stream, isn't he? Jesse, good evening, Peter and everyone. Let's be sure to smash that like button. Yeah, I'd like to hear that. Doug, another young man I've met here in Bangkok. Good morning, all. Anders Bergman, hi, all. Shinrana, how you doing? Haven't seen you in the stream for a while. Torchy, hi, Pete. James McKen, Chelsea with Frankfurt win Real Madrid. Football fan there. Damon, how you doing? Hopefully you'll be coming out here soon, tying up your business. Real Rennie, good afternoon from the west coast of Sweden. The spring heat is not present. Okay. Normally you're in where is it? Casablanca, not the west coast of Sweden. Is it Casablanca normally? Not Casablanca. Where is it? You're normally somewhere exotic. GC, hi all. Can't wait for the members stream. Hang on, let's get through this one first. Be happy, Pat. How you doing? Michael Francis, hello, Peter. Hot enough for you? Do you know what? It's really hot. I'm not complaining. I love it, but it's so hot now. I've taken to not going out in the afternoons if I can help it. A lot of people do that here. What they do is they tend to they either go out early morning, get everything done that they want to do, then afternoon they're back in the air conditioning. I don't tend to use the air conditioning in the daytime, but it's really hot. I'll tell you how hot it is. I've got a 22-inch fan in the lounge, and I used to open my patio door and just have that big fan on, and it was nice. The air's cleaned up now. The air quality is really good the last couple of days. It's actually in the green, which is rare here. But it gets so hot when I go onto my balcony in the morning, the heat just hits me. So I shut it again. It's cooler to stay indoors with the balcony doors shut. Where were we? Michael Francis, was it right? Christian Elliott. Hi, Peter. I'm over here for the month of April. Okay, Chris, maybe we can hook up. Busy this weekend till about Monday, Tuesday, but anytime after that. I told you I was going to Cambodia, so I've booked it now. I'm going on the 21st. And I'll tell you a little bit about the process because it's quite interesting getting the e-visa and booking you get a temple pass and all in US dollars, everything. When we get into the stream a bit more, I'll explain what I've done. And if you're planning to go on a trip, it will just make it so much easier for you. Greg, hi Peter. Just curious how the lotto works in Thailand. Where does one see the results, etc.? So the lotto here works like anywhere else. So you got all these ladies and guys going around with these boards on bicycles selling tickets everywhere, and the everybody looks at the winning numbers online. There's a website that you can go to online, and it gives you the results. My voice is really gruff tonight. Greg Howarth, hi Peter. Just curious. Oh, I've just read that, haven't I? Dave Val, Happy New Year. Yeah. Andrew, howdy Peter. You need Sonkran to get wet today. Just walk out in the pouring rain. I actually thought about doing a live stream near Nana, Soy 4, just having the camera. You got like 300, 400, 500 people there, especially in the afternoon, but there's nowhere I could go and protect the cameras. You can't film in a plastic bag, right? And it doesn't matter if I went on a walkway or where, it's just absolutely everywhere. So I thought, no, I'll keep the cameras because they're expensive, and I'll stay indoors. Bye, Jan. How you doing? Back in Hua Hin again. Harry 2507. Hi Pete, hope you're well. Byron in the UK. Brian, is it Brian in the Lake District? Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you, Harry. Some of these names I don't pronounce quite right. David, looking forward to another live stream. Thanks, David. Canuck, hi Peter. I met you last week on Soy 8. I remember. Nice chatting with you. I'm back home now and jet lagged after 20 hours in the air. Do you know that was a fan? I'm not going to tell that story because you told me not to. But that story that you told me about who you met. That was fascinating. I mean, it was unbelievable. You know, it's a shame I can't tell it, but I understand why I can't tell it because it would put you in an awkward position. But yeah, it was great to meet up. We always nice to have a chat, and you know where I live now, don't you? Let's Make Money. Happy birthday. That was Tuesday. Thank you. Let's Make Money. Let me just say thank you to Macmillan Nurse. You do that most weeks. Thank you. SAR 39.99. A few quid for a top man. Greeting from Saudi Arabia. Saudi crab. Yeah, cheers. Thanks. Right. I gave the... We've got 3 security guards here, and they're really nice guys, and they really look after me. You know, not that I get into trouble. We've got 1 on the day shift and 2 at night. I don't know why we have 2 at night, but anyway, we do. And they're nice guys. And, you know, these guys get paid minimal wage. It's like probably about 9,000 baht a month, you know, and they're doing, the one in the day does long hours. The night shift are always asleep if you come in late. But I gave them 500 baht each today. It's like, what's that? It's about a 10 or 11 pound. So 30, say maximum 35 quid. I got 3 500 baht notes. I went down in the day, gave it. That for them getting 500 baht is like me and you getting 50 pounds or 60 US dollars. Okay, it's not, you're not going to retire on it, but you can get yourself a nice meal. You can take your family out. Well, here anyway, they can take their family out for a good dinner, Thai style, you know. And I thought, why not? It only comes around once a year. I couldn't give all the staff the money, but I gave the security, the 3 security, the nice guys, and obviously they were very happy. James McEwen, half blue is always good to chew. Uncle Nene, hello, how you doing? Wiggler DLT, happy birthday, mate, thank you. Ronald, hello from Perth. Paul Hoskins, 65 is the new 40. I wish, Paul, I wish. Hobson's Choice, evening all. Hope we are well. Walking in Victory Monument area is very quiet with traffic and only a few kids with water. You know, a lot of people who live here, it's not that they're miserable. You know, they've got no sense of fun or anything. But when you live here and you've been living here for a while, or you've been coming here for a while, a lot of people don't like to go out of Sonkran because it's a novelty. If you come here on vacation, first few years, it's great. You go out there, everybody's throwing water at each other, you're having fun. And but after a while, it's like working in a chocolate factory, isn't it? The first week, you're going to stuff yourself with chocolate. By the second week, it's just okay. And by the third week, you don't want to look at a piece of chocolate and make you sick. And it's a bit like that. You know, it was great fun. But I just don't want to go out and get wet now, because once you're wet, you know, you go into a shopping mall, they've got the air conditioner on, it's cold, you know. I just don't bother anymore. And there's a lot of guys out here now who are like that. Good evening, Pete from Naughty Boy. How you doing? Wheelchair bound. Looking forward to coming over on the 25th. Hua Hin, here I come. It's a nice town, Hua Hin. People ask me about it. It's not if you're on your own, it could come across as slightly boring if you're into the girly scene, the entertainment, the bars and things like that. A lot of guys aren't. I like Hua Hin a lot. In fact, I was talking to somebody. I'll go into much more detail, but the things personal things about me, I talk in much more detail in the members stream, because I never know who's in these streams, and I get many more trolls and armchair critics in the open stream. In the member stream, it tends to be a tighter group, so I talk about more personal things. But I was talking to somebody about moving out of Bangkok and going down to another city, and I'll discuss that a little bit, because that's something I think is going to happen in the next 2 or 3 years, not 9 or 10 years. If you're in the member stream normally, you know what I'm talking about, right? Rio, usually that's it, Copacabana. Usually I'm in Copacabana, and soon I'm back in sunny Rio. Okay, good man. Alan, how you doing? Hi Pete, I'm watching you, and my Thai girl is WhatsApping me on the video celebrating Sonkran at Pat Pong. Looks like a lot of fun. Cheers, Alan from Melbourne. That's where I used to go, Alan. I used to go to Pat Pong. Do you remember this? I don't know, a bit sleazy now, but the Star of Light. Who remembers the Star of Light? You know what that place is famous for? Well, I had a gold membership card for that place. But I used to. They used to give me an electric water pistol, and I stand out there. They have a big barrel, and you just stick the nose in, the barrel rather, the nose, a barrel in, fill it up with a half a litre of water, a litre of water, and all afternoon, spraying guys in suits that are walking by on the way back from work, and they're getting extremely upset. But yeah, Pat Pong used to be good. I've been putting a lot of old pictures up of. I've got a Facebook page. Funny enough, it's called Thailand Bound. I try not to upload the same stuff there as I do here. And I've come across a lot of very old vintage pictures of Pat Pong, bar girls and stuff like that. And I've been uploading them to Facebook. But as always in Facebook, there's so many trolls and idiots on there. I just get kicked in the nuts so often on there. I could put the best post up in the world, and I'll still get guys leave me shitty comments. One guy said, "Oh, why do you put all these old photographs up there? You're putting down the ties." And I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about? It's interesting. It's history. I like to look at those sort of pictures, and I'm sure a lot of other people do. But check them out if you get a chance. That's on Facebook." Right. Hey, Anton, good evening. Yeah, your voice does sound strained. Can you see Sonkran from your roof? I can't see it from anywhere, but I can hear it. But it seems to have died down a little bit. I don't know why my voice sounds strained. I'll have to stay away from them ladyboys. Only joking. Right. Hey, then. Peter and all. Sorry, my garbage message. My eyes have gone, and the orange of the super chat makes it hard to check the message. I was making a quip about juggling coconuts. Okay, I get it. Thanks a lot. And I remember you saying about your eyes. Paul, how you doing? Nice to see you in the stream. Lots of silly jokes coming up, I guess. Will you chance a visit during Sonkran, or are you stocked up on supplies? I am stocked up on supplies. The fridge is full of beers, homemade burgers. I got it all here. And I've got a visitor who comes by and tops it up regular. Right, you know what I mean. James, wet T-shirt contest. I've put that there already, thanks. Okay, that's another one from Fake Ed Plays Connect 4 on the first date. Yo, Pete, word around Corey Boy is you were a monger before mongering was cool. Can you confirm or deny? Of course I'm going to deny. Bottle Baby, long time since we've seen you in the stream. Good to see you in. Airfares dropping from 200% to 40%. That's good news. That's good news. Thai Billy Boy, hello, Peter. Good afternoon, everyone. James McEwen, smart move with the tip to the security. Well, if you get dropped off in a taxi I don't really take many taxis, but if I get dropped off in a taxi and he tries to rip me off in the fare and it turns into an argument at the front outside the building, they're going to, even though he's Thai, money talks here, right? And you get a lot of mileage out of some decent tips. I don't know what the situation is. Maybe I'll have a toxic girlfriend who wants to, come at me with a knife or something. I don't know. But it's always good to keep the security sweet wherever you live. Hey then, I hope you enjoy Cambodia. I loved it more on 2014 as it got more expensive and less raunchy regrets. Before, not many tourists. 2018, it was packed to the door. Yeah, that's the thing I'm not looking forward to with Cambodia. I mean, I've seen pictures. There's just thousands of people there, Chinese coach loads, and it's like there's a certain atmosphere when you go to a historic site, isn't there? Like when I went to the bridge on the River Kwai, I went. Yeah, it's quite busy in the day, and I went at night time, about 9 o'clock at night, when all the tourists are back at their hotels and brushing up and what have you, and the bridge is all illuminated, and there was no one there. I was the only one on the bridge. That people don't realize that bridge on the River Kwai, they just think about that one, but actually there was nearly 700 bridges built on the Death Railway, It's just that one was made famous by the film, which was very inaccurate, by the way. The film. I'm going off subject now, aren't I? But what I'm trying to say is, when I go to Cambodia, I think I'm going to try and get to these venues very early and try and. I'm not going to miss the crowds, that's for sure. Do you know what the weight is on AirAsia when you go to Cambodia, right? 7 kilos. That's it, 7 kilos. And somebody was telling me that when you go from Bangkok to Siem Reap, they've built a brand new airport, and it's about an hour and 10 minutes away from the city, which is, and it's like going to Pattaya, isn't it? And someone was telling me, when you go from Bangkok to Siem Reap, they're not too fussed about the weight if it's slightly over, but they're on a commission at the other end, you see. So if you come through and you're 7.5 kilos or 8 kilos, they really hammer you now. And I was thinking, right, well, how can I stay within limit? Just a bag alone is going to be a kilo, 2 kilos. I'm going to take a shopping bag, a plastic bag. I'm not joking. I'm going to stuff some underwear in there, a few T-shirts and toiletries, and because a plastic bag weighs nothing, does it? I'll put a clip on the top of it, and I'll go with a plastic bag. Paul Hoskins, it's hard as it was 40 years ago, but now for the same amount of time. Nick J. Nick J. Hello, Peter. Good to catch you live. Please do tell subscribers what's planned for Cambodia. Okay, so I talk about it now. So I'm going for 3 days on the 21st. I'm only going for 3 nights. So the first night is basically, I'm going to arrive about 5 o'clock. I'll get to the hotel, have a meal. That's basically the first day over, right? It's just arriving. So I've got 2 full days. So the first day, what you do for the e-visa, you go on the Cambodian immigration website. It's really easy, and you've got to upload proof of your flights there and back. You've got to upload proof of your hotel booking, which you get off Agoda when you book it, obviously. What else? Something else, but it's easy. You've got everything they want anyway. You tell them when you come in, when you're going, where you're staying, all the rest of it. You apply, and about 3 days, that was about a week later, I got my e-visa, which has a barcode on it. So when I go through the airport, they'll just scan it, and I'm in. Basically, I think it lasts for a month or something like that. As far as transportation, everything, now I've found a private driver, because you can hire your own driver, not tour guide, driver, and I'll give you an idea of the cost there. So I went on to God, I forget the name of the site, not booking.com. What's the other one called? Damn, I hate it when this happens to me. One of the big travel websites, it will come to me. And I found there's lots of drivers on there, but I found a driver and he's charging me. So I've booked, because it's so far from the airport, you can get a bus in. I did the research. You can get a bus from the airport into Siem Reap for $8. But as I'm going with somebody else, the taxi cost me, the driver, it's an SUV he's picking me up in, right? It's $30. So I thought, well, to save, what's that? It's going to be like $14, and I'm on a bus, and I'm not going to be dropped off right at my hotel. Whereas an extra $14, I got an air-conditioned car to myself and my friend, and we're going to get dropped off and picked up at the airport. So I booked him to go and to pick me up and take me back to the airport. Then I've hired him for 2 days. So he'll pick me up at 7, 8 in the morning, and he'll take me wherever I want to go till about 4 in the afternoon. So the car going and back to the airport, remember it's an hour and 10 minutes each way, cost me $30, so $60 there in return. And for 2 days hiring it's $40 a day, and that's a nice SUV, not some piddly beat up BART bus or something. So what's that? That's 80, 110, $140 US dollars. That's what it's cost me. The flight cost me $5,500 with AirAsia. That's from Dong Muong Airport. And what else? I think that's pretty much it, really. Just before I go, the day before I go, I'll just book my go on AirAsia and book in. And then you also have to do a kind of, what Thailand do with the TM30. You do a similar thing with Cambodia, but it's all done online. And the only other thing is, you want to go around the temples, you can buy a temple pass. There's 3 main temples. It costs $37 US for the pass, and you can get that again on the same website as the Cambodian immigration. So when you go on there, you book your e-visa. Then there's some other links. It says like book a whatever they call it, the Cambodian. I've got it here. It's easy to show you. So I've got it for me and someone else. So that's it basically. So you've got to take it when you get it. You take it to the temple and they barcode it, and they know you've paid, and you go in. So I've got it all, I'm all sorted out now. So how long is that? It's the 13th today, so another couple of weeks, not quite a couple of weeks. Okay. Right, if you've just joined us, good evening. It's Sonkran. It's New Year's Eve here in sunny Thailand, and my voice has gone. I don't know what's happened, but We're getting through. We're getting through. Toby Price, my missus is Thai. She stops in during Sonkran. A lot of the Thais do. Okay. As Dave Val, Pat Pong too. Yeah, Starlight. Yeah, exactly. You got the silver badge, have you? Paul, could you go out at 5 a.m. and not get soaked? Oh no, it's not 24 hours a day, Paul. You can go out early. There's no. I mean, I was out at 10 o'clock this morning, and there was no one splashing water. There was one little kid, like just one. But it starts to get lively about 11:30, 12, and it goes on till about this time. It'll be starting to ease off now. It won't stop. It won't stop today, but it's kind of like afternoon and early evening. It's crazy. That's it, Paul. Yeah. I wonder if I just think we could have been stood next to each other having a beer in the Star of Light, and we wouldn't have known, would we? 25 years time, you'll be in my live stream. Mixie from Flixton. Peter, did you know Steady Eddie really feels sad for him? Okay, so yes, I did. I just watched his latest video before I came on live here, literally 10 minutes before, and it is quite sad. And I was texting a few people saying, have you seen this video? It's quite sad. And what I was actually saying, I was saying, look, it's just, you never know. It could have been me. I came out here to retire. It's all worked out for me, or it is working out. I've got my apartment, everything's going well. And he did the same. But what happened? He got sick, and now he's in a hospital bed. He's got all this rash come up on his arm, and yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. I feel sorry for the guy. We had a little fallout and stuff, but that's nothing compared to what he's going through now. Right. It's up to you. Thank you very much. Hi, Peter. Get a mini umbrella for Sonkran. You're joking, but I'm actually going to take a little mini umbrella to Cambodia because it's going to be really hot during April. But thanks for the super chat as always. Okay, who haven't we said hello to? I'm a little bit behind by the looks of it. Naughty boy. Someone told me Lady Boy battery is good for a sore throat. I'll take your word for that. Misky from Flixing. Crypto Rocketeer here. Changed my name. Okay, got it. I've lost about $500 on Bitcoin. I tell you what, I've lost and I've won. I put $3,000 into Bitcoin. I don't know nothing about it. I just thought I'd give it a go. I thought, well, we'll see how it goes. I don't need that money to feed myself. And I'm not crapping myself. I'm just going to leave it there for 5 years. It's gone down to about 2.6 now, something like that. But you never know, do you? Sometimes you've got to take a bit of a gamble. Mark, okay, I won't read that out. Old Fogey, good afternoon, Peter. Do you have any plans to collaborate with anyone for the future? Not really. I think that's all been done during COVID, hasn't it? YouTubers were looking for people to collaborate with, and everybody, I collaborated with Trevor, I collaborated with Bangkok Pat, I collaborated with who else? I did an interview with Tim from TNT, Thai Legal, who else? Loads of people, even the girl in the park. Yeah, but no plans really. I don't really have any plans. I just go out there and do it. I just think, let's make a video about that today. Yeah, I know what you mean about that, Bjorn. I know what you mean. You've got to be careful as well. I mean, I know a guy, Andrew, he was in the stream earlier. I don't think he's here. He hasn't commented for a while. But he was in India and kids were throwing water bombs. They were filling up balloons and with the water, and they were throwing them at tourists, and one exploded on Andrew's chest, and the water actually went in his eye or up his nose or something, and he got seriously sick, and he had to go straight back to the UK, cut his holiday short. He had to go back to the UK. He was hospitalized, and he had one of his sinuses had to be removed, major surgical, major operation. So you've got to be careful. You don't know where this water's coming from. Generally, I haven't really heard people getting sick during Sonkran, but it's just, you never know, do you? Norman Ward, how are you doing? Hi, Peter. I've left Kanchanaburi for Sonkran to a small village outside Kampia Sang, is it? Peace and quiet. Tada, how you doing? Lots of emails from you. Holiday in Cambodia. Only 3 nights. I have been there before, but it was like 27 years ago. I went to the capital. Okay, I don't know who that is. You say Nick J. Nick J. Peter did a video on them both. I don't know who Nick J is, but there's loads of people done videos on Siam Reap and Cambodia. In fact, I don't think there's anywhere or anything in Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, Cambodia. I don't think there's any subject, any town, any village, any city. It's all been done, hasn't it? But I've never done it, so I'll just do what I do over there and I'll put it on my channel. Bell Agoda. That's not the site I was thinking of, actually. It's the one with the owls. It's got like an owl's face on the front of it. TripAdvisor, that's it. TripAdvisor. If you go on TripAdvisor and look for drivers, that's where you can find them. Bottle Baby, very sad now. Days flying. New weight and size regulations started on Saturday, 1st, 2025. Every airline in the world upholds the baggage rules to a single standard. I'd like to know what that standard is because I haven't heard about that. But I don't fly internationally anymore. I got here just over 2 years ago now, and I haven't gone anywhere. Peter, how you doing? Peter, Thai Legal Protection. I'm glad you came in, Peter, because I had somebody actually. We had an earthquake in Myanmar. 600 miles away, but it shook Bangkok up, shook it up, and one building fell down. It was built with 49% Chinese. They found the steel that the Chinese produced was defective. It wasn't strong. It didn't come up to standards. That was the only building that fell down. But there's a lot of buildings have got cracks in them and superficial structures. But some people are a bit worried and they want to know, can they break their contract? And it's like, well, when you've signed a contract for 1 year, is that it? Yeah. What's the point of a contract otherwise? You're in here tonight, Peter. What's your thoughts on it? I can bring you in if you're about. Just let me know, and I can bring you in for 5 minutes, and you can tell everyone if you know what the answer is. That is, Peter's got a company called Thai Legal Protection. It's kind of a membership, but they have Thai lawyers and Western lawyers and stuff. And as I've said before, if you find yourself locked up in Lumpini station police station at 3 o'clock in the morning, they've got a 24-hour hotline. They check contracts in Thai, in English. They can advise on all sorts of travel things, insurance, and everything. I think they're about 799 baht a month, and it's not a yearly thing. It's a monthly thing. You can opt out of it any time. But a lot of my viewers actually have signed up with Thai Legal Protection, and there's a link in the description of this video, as there is all videos. But if Peter comes back to me on that one, then I'll give you the answer. He'll probably give you the answer to whether you can break a contract or not. Not everybody's living in Thailand, of course, but for those who are. Right, Martin Ryder, I'm back. Da Nang is the new Pattaya. Good stuff. Never been to Vietnam yet. Maybe that's next on the agenda. Wiggler, Eddie's experience sort of reminds me of Kevin, Thailand. Yeah, I remember. Paul Hoskins, Strepsils. I've actually got some Strepsils here, Paul. Sugar-free Strepsils. They're right next to the bed, and I didn't take one before the stream, but I'll definitely take one on the break. Kev says, I do wish you all the best, but it's not I do wish you all the best, but it's not my favorite blogger. Okay, so you either mean I'm not your favorite blogger or someone else is not your favorite blogger. Hey there, my God, the old Star of Light. I went there in the old days. I was a regular in there. It was great, that place, wasn't it? Do you remember the little room at the back? Good memories. Sean, how you doing, Sean? I've still haven't had a meal in that Chinese place you told me about, but I did go and have a look at it. I took a friend to go and have a look at it, and I've got to go there soon just so I can say I've been there. But I'm going to Pattaya for a week on the 20th. I hope all the Sonkran stuff will be finished. The 20th, what we got the day? The 13th. Let me just have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You might have a couple more days. It tends to go on for about 10 days down there, Sean, but it won't, if you're going down, it'll only be the first 2 days if it is still on. They just, party town is to be expected. Luckily in Bangkok, it's only 2 days. So it'll be today, tomorrow, Monday night. That'll be it. Tuesday, there'll be no more water fights here. Okay, Kev, you said, Eddie, not my favourite blogger, but all the best. And yeah, I'm the same. We had a little fallout because of a third-party interjection and shit stirring, and I never got a chance to explain myself. So we kind of had a falling out, not from my side, from his side, but all that's aside now. That means nothing, does it? I feel sorry for the guys. I don't want to say those words, but he looks in a bad way, Good luck to him. Scuba Steve, Peter, hello. Sorry for joining late. Enjoying the sun from Benidorm. Oh, hey, Benidorm. I used to watch that program on TV. It was so silly that it was actually entertaining. Paul Hoskins, they don't... Okay, I'm not going to read that out, Paul. Actually, Paul... No, I'm not going to get into it. Richard Woolley says, Bitcoin is a long game, Peter. In 5 years, could be 10 times, mate. That's exactly what my friend Simon told me. He says, look, when I put the money in, he says, look, if you're going to do Bitcoin, don't shit yourself if it goes to 50% of the value in a year. He says, because it will come back up. I'm just leaving it there. I wouldn't have put it in there if I couldn't afford to not lose it, but if I was really reliant on it, you know. Mr. LOL, hi Peter, happy Sonkran to you and all Thai friends. We'll be there for 3 weeks starting this 16th to enjoy Sonkran too. Okay, very good. It is very hot at the moment, be warned. Wig alert, last year a Farang shot me in the eye with a high pressure water gun while I was driving on my motor, hurt for 3 days. Lucky it was just hurt, nothing else. Tada, what's that little badger? Ow, yeah. Okay, Colin Moore. Hi, Pete. I've made a new YouTube channel so I can comment. Looks like my YouTube ban is for life. Oh, why is that then, Colin? It wasn't me. I haven't done anything. I have a new YouTube channel so I can comment. Looks, well, that's the best thing to do, isn't it? I mean, if you only use YouTube for kind of commenting and stuff, just F it off and get a new one. I don't know why, Colin. YouTube's a funny old beast. Thank you, dog. Although I'm not Thai, but it is New Year here in Thailand. Bottle Baby, remember the boat from Siem Reap to Phnom Penh? Okay. It's up to you, right? Eva Air allow 2 times 23 bags free. See, that always surprised me because that's 43 kilos, isn't it? And if you fly business class, they only allow 40 kilos. It's really strange. KBS, hello from El Salvador. How are you doing? Rain in Blood 123. You should do a bike drive with your camera attached in Phnom Penh. The one at Hua Hin you done and added music is one of my favorites. I don't even remember doing it in Hua Hin. Did I do one in Hua Hin? I remember I did one in Bangkok and it didn't do so great. So I strapped a GoPro camera on and it was in the daytime. I started on Soi 4. I went over to Soi Arab, come out of Soi 3 and I did every Soi on the left. Ended up going through the far end of Pat Pong in Soi Cowboy, came back onto Asok, turned right into Sukhumvit, and then I did every Soi on the left-hand side down to Soi 6, I think it was. It wasn't really, and I put nice music over the top of it, and I watched, I thought, I really like this video. I don't remember the one in Hua Hin. That must have been a while ago. Okay, Peter, yeah, it's crazy last week or so about this. What about this contract, though, Peter, that you would, can people get out of these contracts if their buildings are damaged? Richard Woolley, international flights are £50 limit for checked bags. Okay, who did I fly with then? Because I only got 40. It was Thai Airways. Do you remember when I sold my house and I came over? So it seems like another lifetime away. I got 40 kg with my my business class ticket. That was nice. Business class was nice. Pure X-rated. Are you a wrestling fan? Are you watching WrestleMania? I'm not really, no. I'm a bit boring like that. I'm not really into any sports at all. It's really surprises people. I'm just not into it, like football, cricket, rugby, nothing. The only thing I watch, this is how boring I am. The only thing I can watch, I don't tune in special, but I can sit and watch it for an hour, is snooker. I just find them so talented. You know, the way they not just get the balls in the pockets, but how they set up the shots. I mean, I just find it so totally incredibly skillful that I can actually sit and watch it. But most other sports, no, I'm a bit boring. Peter, tenants could check that their rental contract has a force majeure clause. Okay, could you tell us a bit more about that then, Peter, please? Right, Toby Price, last day in Pattaya is 19th. Mark, go to Soi 69. Why, what's that Soi 69, Mark? Okay, right, a few from Peter here. Right. It can let them end the lease if the earthquake or similar disaster, as an act of God beyond anyone's control, makes a condo unlivable or unsafe. So I think what Peter's saying there is if you live in a condo and you've got a 1-year lease, if it's an act of God, which is normally written into the contract, you can get out of it. That's what he's saying there. What was the next one say? Damage from natural disasters like earthquakes fall under force majeure. I probably said that wrong, but you know what it is. Tenants have no obligation to pay for it. Okay, that's good to know. If any of the guys need help with this is they can contact me using Peter's link. Okay, so this is a sort of thing Thai legal protection do. You know, if you're in a condo building and it's had a bit of a shake up and you've got to crack up the wall and you think, I don't really want to live here for another 8 months, you can send your contract over to Peter's office. They'll go through it. And if it has got that clause, then they can advise you how to get around that. And as Peter has said, there's a link in the description below that'll take you to Peter's website and it'll tell you all about their company. We might do a video on that. We've done a few videos together, but Peter's had some problems putting in he's putting in a new system and it's been a nightmare. So that's why we haven't done a video for a while. Right, where are we? APR, Huntington Beach, California here. How you doing? Martin Ryder says, have you got your own action doll? Yeah, somebody did one for me. It's not like, it's a bit different. I should have uploaded it so I could show it to you. I sent it to a load of people online. Let me see if I can download it. See somebody sent one. I don't know who I sent it to. Let me have a quick... no, that's not it. There we are. Let me see if I can download this. Save as. I'll just save it on my desktop for now. If I can. Yeah, some talented people out there. Right, let me see if I can upload this. Bear with me, guys. It's one of those dolls. I suppose it's a video, isn't it? Right, let's see where I put it. I put it on desktop. There we are. Right, it's uploading now. So you know there's a lot of these going about. If you look on Facebook, especially Facebook and WhatsApp and Line, you know, AI is a fantastic tool now, isn't it? And people are making all these action dolls. And somebody made one for me. It's a little bit different. It's uploading now. I'll show you. Let me just get rid of this banner. Okay. And where are we? It's a bit of a video. It waves. So somebody did this one for me. I think it looks slightly like me, and it's very, very generous. If you look at the color of my hair and the wrinkles, whoever did this was quite generous for me. That's funny. It's funny when it's yourself. Do you want to see it again? Look, I do. Like the hand of God. Who was it? Do you remember in the 70s? One of the international, was it Pelé or somebody that's internet? He touched the ball with his hand in a soccer match and got pulled up for it. And he said, it was the hand of God that touched it, not me. Yeah, okay. Right. Okay, just did that, Tad. Okay, another one here from Peter. We had some members get out of their contracts already because wig this, so is very possible. Okay, so good information there. Contact Peter if you're in one of those contracts you want to get out. Right. Thank you too. Who's this now? David, Australian dollars, $10. I saw the photos of old Bangkok on your Facebook page and they look absolutely great. Thank you, David, for the super chat. Somebody wrote to me and said, I really like those pictures. Where do you find them? Of course, I'm not going to tell you, am I? Because them pictures, they're scarce. And I've now got access to a bit of a library and I can keep them going on my Facebook page for ages. I put up a few pictures of bar girls from the 70s and people just tear into me. They're like, oh, you know, what a creep. And it's got nothing to do with being a creep. It's not like I'm, you know, filming some kind of a cult or something, is it? I'm just saying, you know, like bar girls are being around forever and a day. Here's a couple from the 70s. See what they look like then. No tattoos, no smoking, no mobile phones, plain Janes, but natural beauty. And people are like, what a creep, you know. I mean, if you think I'm a creep for showing a couple of bar girls, you're going to meet a lot worse than me out here. Mark, go. I'm right. I've gone too far back, I think. Right. Okay, I'm going to start here. Oh, yeah, it was Martin, was it? Yeah, there. Okay, hey then. I remember the back room and a particular girl I picked to spend time there. In fact, in Phnom Penh bar across the road had a back room. I was buying drinks for all the staff and I didn't need the room. Okay, reading between the lines there. Colin says snooker is, what's that? Angzing? Rain in Blood 123. The Hua Hin video was focused on nightlife. Really? God almighty, because there isn't much nightlife in Hua Hin. Ah, yeah, I remember now. I went down Soy 88 I didn't go to Binta, but I kind of vaguely remember it. So what you got to remember, you might be sitting there thinking, Christ, you made the video. You went around in your motorbike with a GoPro and you can't even remember. I know you got a bad memory, but you made the video. But because I've been going 5 years now, I've got over 1,000 videos uploaded on my channel. And sometimes you just don't remember. I met a guy called Peter, funny enough, and I met him in Soy. Where did we have lunch? I met him in Soy 11. And we were chatting over lunch and he said to me, he says, yeah, I mentioned that when we had lunch in that Irish bar in Hua Hin. And I was like, we had lunch in an Irish bar in Hua Hin? I had totally forgotten about it. But once he mentioned it, then it came back to me. And that's why sometimes I just can't remember the videos. Colin Moore, snooker is amazing. Ronnie O'Sullivan thinks 10 shots ahead. I met one of the, well, I didn't meet him. I told you this story before. I was in a little bar in Pattaya, like a little go-go bar just before Walking Street. I forget the soy. It's the last soy before you go round. Steve Davis walked in with somebody else, and I was with a friend, and friend just, he sat from here to there, you know, like 2 meters away. And my friend just went, "Are you all right, Steve?" And Steve went, you know, amazing who you bump into. Okay, Aussie Rose. My condo juristic office has insurance that covers other units. Owners have to make a claim for cracks, paint, repairs, etc. I'm very lucky, and it was good to meet up with you actually 2 weeks ago, I think it was now, wasn't it? Thanks for lunch. Was it lunch? Memory's terrible, but I'm really lucky because the building I live in is only 8 floors high, and it's a bit of an older building. You don't hear anything. The walls are thick. Not even a crack anywhere in the building. Really good. I've made a decision now. If I have to move, I'm not going to go above kind of 6 floors, 7 floors, because I mean, I've seen the, you know, if you must, everybody's seen the videos of the earthquake and you know the swimming pool water coming out and the buildings. Can you imagine being on the 40th floor? Those buildings that were swaying like this, and the bridge in the middle kind of broke away. Can you imagine being on one of the high floors and this thing swing? It must have been absolutely terrifying. That was it. Maradona, the hand of God. That was a few years ago now. API, Huntington Beach is 8,248 miles from Sukhumvit per Google Maps. Anyone further? That's miles, not kilometers, is it? Yeah, I think from where I live was about 6,000 miles. Leroy, thought you were quitting Facebook. I was going to quit Facebook because you get so much shit on there that I get pissed off sometimes. And a few people, because I got 19,000 followers on there, believe it or not. I never used to look at the followers. When I got it from Simon, who started it, when we used to try to work a little bit together, but he wasn't really into Facebook. He got up to about 5,000. He gave it over to me. And I didn't touch it for 2 years. And he said, well, you want to start posting on it. You know, you get a bit of advertising. I started posting on it. And it's gone up from 5,000 to 19,000 in about 18 months, you know. And I mentioned on here that I was going to, like, let it go because I just couldn't be bothered dealing with all the trolls. You don't get them so much on YouTube, but you get them. And there's some really nasty people about. And somebody said, look, don't let them bother you. Just keep posting and like your posts. So I thought, yeah, why should I let them ruin what I do, you know, just because they're sad. Okay. Peter says, the first guy that contacts me from the stream is the line on my website will get a 6-month membership free. Must mention Peter from Thailand bound. Stay safe, everyone. So what you're saying is the first guy that contacts me from this stream in the line on my website will get. Okay, so if you're really fast, you go and click the link. Yeah, but hang on, Peter, they're all going to leave my stream and come onto your website. Okay, very generous of you there. Patrick Sisson, hi Peter, I enjoy the intro song to your story videos. I was wondering if there's any way to get it or what it's called. You won't believe this, right? You're talking about that little flute, 7 seconds. You won't believe me. You'll think I'm being paranoid. I don't want anybody else to steal it. I honestly don't know. I got it 4.5 years ago. It was on some obscure CD that I'd got from Pantit Plaza. I had about 20 of them. The title was in Thai, and I just cut out the first 7 seconds because, you know, some people have intros that are so long on YouTube, it's like yawn, let's leave this channel, and it was perfect. And I honestly don't know what it is. Why don't well, it's only 7 seconds. I was going to say, why don't you just record it? But honestly, I don't know what it is. And it's funny you should mention that because the opening track, you know, like when I start the streams, it's 3 minutes long. The girl in the blue bikini. I thought, I've had that going for 3 years. I'm going to change it. So I found another image, another suitable image, put it into my editing software, found a different song. I thought, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Put it all up, set the stream up, did a run on it, and I thought, nah, it's not the same. I've got to go back to the old one because it's just such a familiar song, isn't it? Even I still like it. You know, the intro for this live stream, so also the outro, you know, Why You Keep Me Waiting, that song. I just, you know, wherever you hear that song, you're going to think of Thailand Band. Patrick, hi, Peter. I've just read that. Aussie rules again. Bottle Baby developers have inspected many condos they build. No motivation to disclose the truth. Okay. Ty's not telling the truth, really? What's new? Yeah, Tada, that isn't spam. I actually, I'm affiliated with Thai Legal Protection because they are a good company. And I've actually spoke to Peter and said, look, before the stream, I said, if you've got some way, because some guys are stuck in contracts, if you know some way, because that's what they do, that's what this company do, and I'll vouch for them. Okay, and I said to Peter, look, if you have a way to let people know, please come into the stream and let people know. And that's what he's done. So it's definitely not spam. Damon, Jimmy White is always floating around LK Metro, normally in Billabong on the Source. I've never seen him, Damon, the few times I've been down there, but I'll take your word for it. Leroy, what's wrong with your voice? I don't know. We had really bad air for a couple of weeks. That was making my nose run. I don't know, but I don't know really. I'm drinking a lot of water as well. I suppose it just gets tired sometimes, doesn't it? I hope you can understand me though. Steve, Peter, polite note, the date on your exchange rates appears incorrect. Yeah, I added a date and I knew it'd come unstuck there. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm not even going to, yeah. I'll tell you what is the date today? 13th, isn't it? 13th of, is it April? It is April, isn't it? Okay. Let's do a rerun then. There you go. Okay. It's good. As quick as that. Ripper Wrath, is it? Newport here. I am a couple of miles further. Haha. Okay. Beat the record. Naughty boy. Tada Mini is not a spam, mate. Okay. He's all right, Tada. He writes to me quite often on there. He's not a troll or anything like that. He writes to me quite often. He's half Thai, half English, actually. KBS, you are the nicest bloke. Really enjoy listening to you. Oh, thank you. My head's I won't be able to get out the door if you keep on like that. Okay, let's not get into that, Tada. Right, Jesse Hughes, Facebook rather than Facebook rather the users of Facebook are a joke, a bunch of keyboard warriors, Koreans and Kens. Okay, yeah. I try not just to ignore them now. Aussie Rose, coming up to 70,000 subscribers. Awesome, Peter. Well done. Thank you. It's been a long road. Let me just get rid of this thing now. It's been a long road. I mean, you must see that there's YouTubers that have come along in the last kind of year, 18 months. And look at that girl in Pattaya. What's her name? The Queen of Pattaya. You know, what's she up to? Nearly 2 million followers. You know, she's been around for about 2 years. You've got Trevor down there, he's over 100,000. Working retired for you, he got up to about 400,000 in 2 years. And you know, guys they just smash it, don't they? With me, it's been more of a kind of long haul. You know, steady, growing steadily. I need 25 more I need 25 more subscribers, and I'm going to hit 70,000. That'll be a real. I'll be really happy at that 70. It'd be great to get to 100,000. It'll probably take another 5 years, but just to hit that, you know, every time you get to that another 10,000, that's a big benchmark. You know, when you're a YouTuber and you get new subscribers, when you get to 999 and then that extra 1,000, that's a benchmark. You're another 1,000 up the ladder, right? But the big benchmarks are like 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, 250,000, which I'll never get up to. But you look out for those 10,000. You know, getting from 60,000 to 7,000 is a big deal. You know, I'd love to get to the 100 and have that silver plaque behind me. I probably will get it one day, but I'll probably have a few marbles rolling around upstairs, and I won't be quite all there. But I'm sure it'll come one day, but it'll take a long time. Thank you, Anders. Paul Hoskins, 669 subscriptions. My favorite Bargo sandwich. Okay, API. You have viewers from Huntington Beach and Newport Beach. You're popular. Okay, I'm about as popular as a fart in a spacesuit. How about that? Right. Just joking, of course. Leroy, what happened? What happened to Sawadika lady at the start of your videos? Um, No, I know what you're talking about. She that little clip that I put, it looks like a news thing, doesn't it? Here is the news from Thailand bound. It's like a blue world going round, and she says, "Sawadee." No, I still use it, but I mainly use it on the stories because it's a nice little break. So on the story videos, I'll talk about something like normally the fashion police or something that's happened. Somebody doesn't like the color of my shirt or something. I'll spend 10 minutes talking about that. All jokes aside, and then when I go into the first story, that's a nice little break. Just to Sawadee is. Hello, welcome for a girl, for a guy, it'd be crap, something like that. And but I don't use it on every single video. If I do a hotel review or something, I don't normally use it. Right. Aussie Rose, past few days, air quality very good. I've noticed that. Yeah, it was very, very good yesterday. Makes a nice change. I went to the park for the first time yesterday. Did a nice walk. Thank you, David. I'd like to think so. Rain in Blood 123. Tell us about the Queen of Pattaya. There's nothing to tell. I mean, you can go and have a look at her channel. It's she's just very popular down there in Pattaya, isn't she? 7/11 says Dog. Happy Life. You need to do collaboration with other YouTubers. A good way to get new subscribers. I've done it for the last couple of years, especially through COVID. I mentioned earlier, I've done videos with Bangkok Pat, a couple of videos. I've done videos with Trevor, Buzz and Patty, at least 2 or 3 videos with him. I've done a video with Tim from TNT. I've done videos with Jeff Peterson down there in Pattaya. I did one with him. He's now higher than me. He's got more subscribers than me. I've done all that, and it's like, do people really want to see YouTubers interviewing other YouTubers? I mean, that was great during COVID when we're all hungry for content, but is that really something people want to listen to? One YouTuber talking to another YouTuber about whatever. Let's say a big hi and thank you to the handsome man down there in Pattaya, Mr. Franco, Kun Franco, been a member for 47 months, as has Kun Damon, another handsome man, member for 46 months, only by a month, big boy. I think Franco joined a month before. That's a long time. That's like 24 months is 2 years. 40, nearly 4 years, Franco. And Damon, same thing, nearly 4 years. Wow. Soon flies, doesn't it? Radarin is I have conversations with Queen of Pattaya and Cool Still trying to scam me out of my money. I had them send me pictures of them in real time, so it's them. Okay, I don't really know much about them, and I just know she's doing extremely well. I think there's some people behind her that runs the channel, but fair play to them. If they can get if they can do 1 million subscribers, I mean, they're not going to care what anybody thinks, are they? Another one that's done very well is a Roti Lady. I mean, she must be up to nearly 1 million now. And when I used to watch her, she's a good singer actually, the Roti Lady. But I watch the guys doing the super chats with her. They're not sending $5, $10. They're sending like $100. Some guys are sending her $500. It's like, wow, she makes more money in a stream than I make in a bloody month. But good luck to her again. Rain in Blood. Why would you send them money? Is it like buying them a drink or some such thing? Send who money, Rain in Blood? If you tell, I can answer it if you let me know. Do you mean YouTubers? Paul, would you ever do a bungee jump here? It's a bit of a random question, Paul. No, it's really weird because I used to fly and I didn't have any problem with that. But jumping off a bridge or something, and you've got basically a rubber band stopping you from. I'll tell you what comes to mind. Do you remember that young guy in Pattaya? He was a base jumper not so long ago, probably a year ago. He's a base jumper, and he was on the edge of a building in Pattaya, a real high building, and there's somebody filming. He looks at the camera, he says, "See ya," and he jumps, and the camera cuts away before he hits the ground. But basically his parachute didn't open up. I seen the version where it didn't cut away. Okay, it was terrible. So he's on the edge of the roof, looks at the camera, he says, "See ya." The cameraman goes over like that, and you hear him hit the ground, and you hear the cameraman go, "Shit, shit, shit." Terrible. I mean, you're just risking your life for I mean, what must he have been thinking? Jesus. No. David or skydiving? No, I don't think so. I've got a bit of competition going on with these distances now. Damien, me and Franco want a refund. You can send an email to my refunds department. Just if they don't get back to you, just keep emailing. I'm sure they'll eventually get back to you. Varlin, Alan, is it? Damn, Uncle Nene, naughty boy. Only 25 months here. Only that's good. Paul, have you gone to see the Rotty lady? I haven't. I haven't gone to see her. No, I mean every YouTuber and his brother's done a video on her, haven't they? I wouldn't bring anything new to the table, and because I've watched the videos, I don't really go down. There's another one. I suppose it's kind of like a copycat. She doesn't do roti. She cooks some kind of Thai food, but she's got massive coconuts. You know what I mean? And when she does a like basket in the water, she purposes like shaking the water like this, you know. And it's like I'm sure she's got a big following as well. I don't know how many, as well as big something else. Rain in Blood 123. I was asking the guy who says he was scammed. Not sure how she could try to scam him. Yeah, that'd be interesting. API. Are you a pilot? Not now, no. My license has run out, and I wasn't like kind of like airline pilot or anything like that. But because I don't like sport, when I was in the UK, I was lucky enough to be in a financial position to be able to afford to take flying lessons in a single piston aircraft. And I did obtain my license, and I did fly for a while. It isn't as expensive as you think it is. People think, oh, flying air. It's no more expensive than joining a good golf club and paying your membership fees. You can rent shares, you can rent the aircraft fueled by the hour. People think if you fly, you've got to be a multi-millionaire or something. It really isn't. You look into a flying club in your local area if it's something that might interest you. I used to really enjoy it. I flew from an old Second World War World War II airfield. It was an ex-American 8th Air Force base. Flying Fortress was there. Still had a mile and a half of asphalt, the concrete, not concrete, asphalt. And a place called Deanthorpe in North Hampshire. That's where I was based. And I used to love it. I'd go up there on Sunday morning. I'd get there for 6 o'clock, and I'd get the plane out, get it all pre-flighted and everything. And I'd take off just before the sun come up, actually, because half an hour before the sun's up, it's daylight. And, when that time in the morning, there's no wind, there's no sun. It used to be fantastic. But unfortunately, the license I haven't flown for 2 years now since I've been here. And you have to get so many hours in to keep the license. So it's run out now. I miss it. Somebody said, why don't you do it here? But I know this might not be a nice thing to say, but this is just how I think. It's my personal thoughts. So when I flew in the UK, certain things on the aircraft have time limitations. So you might have a certain bar or tube or something, or a tube that connects a wheel, something like that. It might look perfectly well, but once it gets to say 100 hours or 200 hours or 50 hours, by law, the CAA insists that you have to change that part. It just comes to the end of its lifespan. And you look at it and think, there's nothing wrong with it. And aircraft parts are quite expensive, and you have to change it. And that's how it is. And I'm sure it's the same here, but something tells me it wouldn't always get changed. And, you've only got one shot at it. It's not a dress rehearsal, is it? If you go up and something breaks and, so that kind of puts me off a little bit. Damon says, Franco, don't upset him. Who? Hey, then, kicks the likes, folks. It says 5 right now. Is that right? I've got nearly 300 people and only 5. I can't see how many likes there are. Only 5 likes. Blimey, what's going on? Paul, evening, Peter. I just hope the Rotty lady is taking home all her earnings and hasn't got somebody taking a percentage from her initial setup. Yeah, sometimes there's people in the background, isn't there? Quite an interesting story. Look, let me put my email address up there. I'd like to, if you've got the time to write to me, I'd like, just out of a personal interest, you can pause that and rewind it. I'd love to hear the full story about, how did you contact her? What was it all about? What's this about the pictures and everything? Just for me personally, if you've got 10 minutes to put it in an email or 5 minutes, I'd love to read it. If you haven't, I understand. Sean Jen says, I like the camping girl on YouTube. Thai, I haven't come across her. When I watch YouTube, I don't watch any Thai YouTube videos, none at all. I used to watch all of my own. When I made a video, I'd watch it 3 times after just to see if I could improve it. But the videos I watch on YouTube now, there's a lot of full-length movies on YouTube. People don't realize, okay, if you type, I like the old British old movies, where they didn't have any BS in them. They're just good acting. Now they're a little bit older. The newest one would probably be about the year 2000. Okay, from right back to the 60s, but generally from 1990 to 2000, you can come across some quite good films. I often watch films on YouTube, and if it's not movies, and I like to watch these kind of survival style videos. Not that I'm ever going to do it, but I just find them interesting. Where an Australian guy gets dropped on an island and he's got nothing except his survival kit, like his batteries for his camera and all the rest of it. And he has to find water and he has to forage for food. And I find them very, very entertaining. Bell, agree, Peter. It's a great narrator. Love his dry sense of humour. Great guy. Okay. Paul. Damien, Peter, remember when you wanted to take me for a flight in your plane, but I bottled it? Yeah, unfortunately, Damien's a bit of a he is. I don't think he'll mind you telling this. He's afraid of flying. Whenever he comes to Thailand, often, but he hates the flying, especially the takeoff and the landing. And I used to talk to him about it, and he said, "Oh, don't talk to me about it," And he knew I was in a position to fly, and I said, "Look, he's only 70 miles away from me in England." I said, "Look, when you get the weekend off or something like that, because his brother works 1 week, I work the other." He said, when you get I said, when you get a few days off, when you drive up to Northamptonshire, you can stay at my house. If you're uncomfortable with that, there's plenty of hotels. I'll take you up the airfield one day and we'll go for a flight to Peterborough or something, Peterborough airfield. And he was like, nah, I ain't doing that. Franco, but you got a very long lead round your neck. What's that about? A very long lead round your neck? Are you talking about my collar or something else? Okay. Again, if you wouldn't mind, drop it in an email and I'll give you my thoughts on it. I didn't have a YouTube channel then, Paul. You said you could have done videos of you flying a plane. I started in Hua Hin when I was there with my wife about 3 years ago. What am I talking about? 3 years, 5 years ago, coming up for 5 years anyway. Yeah, I didn't, that was before. Naughty boy, I've flown ultralights, but you need a license now. Looking into paramotors these days. Okay. 77 likes now, says Brian. Okay, thanks for that. Naughty boy, yes, I won't watch her stuff anymore either. I don't know why. What's happening? I only come across a video and I thought, wow, she's doing really well. I don't know anything about her really. Team Money. I think the likes are low because when I open the stream, the comments come up and I do not see the like button. So I close comments for a second, like you, and come back. Okay, fair enough. API, here used to be a Thai air park that up for sale. I saw it listed a few years back. There's one in Pattaya actually, but you'll notice they're ultralights or microlights, but you notice they only fly at the end of the day. So if you're sitting on Jumping Beach, just before sunset, maybe about 5 o'clock, an hour before sun, you'll see them go down the coast and they'll come back again. And that's because they're very susceptible to thermals, hot temperatures. And obviously Thailand being hot, they get thrown about. When the sun goes down and the heat of the day dissipates, then that's a good time for flying. Hence early mornings, late in the evening. Right, James O'Donnell. Hi, Peter. I'm new to your channel. Thanks for your videos on Thailand. Early start in the morning. Have to go as it's late in Melbourne. Okay, James, nice to have you in the street. I always get told off for saying Melbourne incorrectly, so I'm saying Melbourne. I hope I've said it correctly. Bottle Baby, sounds like me on my first trip to Thailand, helicoptered in. Oh, wow. Fake head, I'm not reading that out. Sean, if just watched a full documentary from 2019 on Clem Burke, drummer from Blondie, who recently passed last week. Wow, I used to like Blondie. I didn't know the drummer. API, it's called It's called the Pattaya Air Park. It's still listed for sale. Says 500. Is that 5 million baht? Wow. Okay, right. I'll do something better, Peter. When I book my consultation with you, I'll show you the conversation that we had, so you can see that they tried to scam me. Okay, but we won't get that into your consultation time. So we'll do the consultation time once the time's done. It's finished. Then we can talk a little bit about it, just out of interest, really, nothing more than that. And And if you wonder what he's talking about when he says consultation, Dr. Peter here. No, I mean, in all seriousness, I get guys normally about 2 or 3 a month. It's not a lot. I'll hook up with them online. They're coming out here for the first time. They want to know where's a good area. Most of the guys in the stream tonight, you kind of got your stripes, Thailand, how to get here, what to do, where to stay. But there are a lot of people now who come out here, they've never been here before, and they just want some tips, visa tips and where to stay, what scams to look at, all the normal sort of stuff. And if you're one of those guys, you can hook up with me online. Very, very cheap. I'm not expensive. And most of the guys I talk to, it's like a stream, one-on-one. It's private. They normally get something out of it. So details down there. I'll leave that there for a minute if somebody thinks they might be interested in that. Leroy, do you attract communication voice requests, takeoff authorization? Leroy, what we did, because it was from an old, it wasn't a licensed airfield, it was a Second World War airfield, what we call private airfield. We used to just call off on the radio. We didn't have to do it. It's not a licensed airfield, so you don't have to use a radio, but just out of courtesy, we'd go on, say, downwind, turn in finals, so other aircraft around, they know what we're about. But just simple communication on the radio. Downwind means before you turn finals to land, that sort of thing. So it was just politeness. Well, of course, when you go to a licensed airfield, then you have to they'll tell you what runway to land on, what wind direction, speed, all that sort of thing. And there's a way to communicate to do that. It's quite easy. It kind of comes across as overwhelming, but once you've been doing it for a while, it's kind of easy. Hobson's Choice, Paul Scarth. Last I see, she was in Japan with a fella. Who did I meet in Dubai? I was working in a hotel years ago, around it must have been 88 or something. I met Bonnie Tyler and one of the band, and they were a right pair of, well, she was okay. She was in the VIP room, and the hotel had a nightclub in it, and we had a VIP room with a glass wall. They could look into the rest of the club. And I don't know if he was a drummer or a guitarist, but he was a real kind of, I want this and I want that, and this isn't good enough and that's not good enough. And a lot of it was complimentary. And in the end, if she wasn't there, I would have told him to go forth and multiply. He was such a, what he was. This comes up every week. What happened to your friend Marley? She just didn't really do a lot for the channel. I always tell the same story. I brought her onto the channel just to try something different. I'm an old guy, 65, and I thought, well, if I bring in a nice looking girl, she might bring something new to the channel. But her videos didn't do very well. And I just said to her nicely, I just said, look, Marley, for the moment, I think we'll leave it. I tried it. It didn't work. And, she was okay about it. She's got lots of work. She doesn't need me. No, I'm not going to do that. I've still got my license in the safe in my wardrobe there, but I'm not going to get it out and start flashing it. I just gave you a bit of chat anyway. Franco, I've met many stars in my time, too many to mention. Well, give us a few names, Franco. Come on, don't tell us you met a few stars and probably Meg Richardson from Crossroads, right? Something like that. Ina Sharples from Coronation Street. Leroy, private plane anywhere is nice. Yeah. David, I missed the bloopers at the end of the videos. They were good. They were a lot of work to put together. But when we did a video, the videos weren't very popular. But when I, when I put the videos at the end, they were quite entertaining. No, Paul, I'm not going to do that. I'm really surprised that, I've been going now for about, we've got 250 in. I've been going for well over an hour, and not one person has asked about the earthquake. I suppose you know about it. We had this massive earthquake in Myanmar, 600 miles away, and you've seen all the videos and stuff. But they've concluded the reason I'll talk more about this in the members stream, but they've concluded the reason the building that fell down is because the steel was inferior. The Chinese supplied the steel. They found the rods were not up to the they were not, they weren't fit for standard. They didn't come up to the standard. And they have like kind of rings that run around them to bind into the concrete. They weren't wide enough, and that's why it was the only building in Bangkok that fell down. And big investigation going on. 32 killed. Very, very sad. I just said as a joke, I don't know if it is a joke. I said it as a joke initially, but I don't think it is a joke now. I think it's realistic. I said to somebody, if I ever move into a high rise, the first question I'll ask is, has this building been built by the Thais or the Chinese? And if they say Thais, I'll say, fine, I'll take it. That's what I'll say on that. Leroy says it's old news now. I suppose it is. Not if you're here. Not if you're in Bangkok. It's still very much live news. API, I met Jimi Hendrix's brother at a supermarket here. Oh, wow. If anybody's met anybody, that's a good topic to come up with now. If anybody has met anybody famous, whether here or there, let us know who it was and in what circumstances. That'll be interesting. Paul says, Paul Marley was lovely, but loved the camera more than you. Oh, she loved the camera, really, really loved it. Right, Hobson's Choice. I was learning my PPL a few years back, but stopped. Yeah, that's what surprised. I'm not going to go into like aeroplane talk for the whole rest of the stream, but that surprised me. When I was learning to fly, it took me a year to get my license. There was 5 exams, and it took me a year. But the number of guys who kind of just dropped out, they come up all fired up. They did a few lessons, and they just, I think they thought it was going to be a lot easier to obtain a license, and it was, because you really got to be dedicated and want it. If you're one of those guys who thinks, I'm going to get it in a few weeks and off I go on my merry way, it isn't going to happen. It's serious stuff. I'm not going to hear the end of it now, am I? Yeah, it was going to be a government admin building. I've got the full story for later on, but you're right. Yeah. I'm not reading that one out, Paul. I've met a few as well in my banking days. Did a few large loans for a few well-known people. Okay. Norman Ward, felt tremors here in Kapang Son. Is it Kampang Sen? It was weird. I thought I was having a funny turn. Do you know, I remember I was in Kettering in Northamptonshire. That's where I raised my family there. And I remember one night I went to bed and I had a few beers, and I woke up one night and I was looking at the wall, and the whole house was it was like I was in a boat, and it was moving a lot. And I was just in bed, and I thought, I must have had too much to drink or something. And I just went back to sleep, and I found out the next day it was quite a large earthquake, but it wasn't a kind of, shaking earthquake. It was more like a kind of a wave. And, it moved the whole house like this. But, I thought I was just had a few too many beers. I was talking to Franco about it recently. He remembers it. Hobson's Choice says, another quake in Myanmar this morning. Felt it in northern Thailand. Let's hope it settles and the tremors stop. Oh, don't say that. I was really lucky. I was in Pattaya. I didn't feel a thing. I spoke to Franco. He's in a high rise, and he said he felt it. He said he was on his balcony, and he thought he was having a funny turn as well. But I didn't. I was sitting next to the pool in Soi 1. I didn't feel a thing. Nothing. I'm glad I went to Pattaya. Bottle Baby, a third undersized. The rings on rebar are what makes the concrete much, much stronger. Lack of rings makes the concrete crumple like sand. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. I won't elaborate on that, because what you've written there is exactly right. They just try and cut corners, don't they? And this is what happens. Right, who's giving me a $10 super chat? Joyous Roma, welcome in, mate. Thank you. Hey, Peter, better late than never. Thanks for the 10. I always appreciate it. Yeah, well, you'll be in the next stream anyway, won't you, I hope? Damon, it's just over 2 weeks until that digital landing card. I'm no good on computers, so I don't want to mess up. It'll be really easy, Damien. All you'll have to do is just find the website and just follow it. You're not an idiot. You'll get it sorted out. You don't have to be good on computers. They'll make it very, very simple. Hopefully, I've got to do it for when I go to Cambodia. The system. Toby Price, I used to hate it on the plane, when they come around and they give those tickets out, the little bits of paper, the TM30, and you're like, oh, you got a pen. No one's got a pen, have they? And they give you this little kind of pen that you get in the bookies in the UK, booking a betting shop, and you go through a bit of turbulence and you're trying to write the address of your hotel, and the turbulence always happens when you're filling in your TM30 and you get to the you get to immigration, you hand it to them and you have a last look at it before you give them it, and it looks like hieroglyphics, and they look at it like, and they look at you like you're some kind of brain dead moron coming in, but they're gone now, the good old days, as I said, all the bad old days. Brian Barrich, is it? Met Freddie Mercury long time ago, 1980s, when Queen was in South Africa. Wow, that was a good film. That was. They made a movie on his on Queen itself. I forget what it was called. Bohemian Rhapsody, I think it was called. A good movie. Leroy says, I cooked for Michael Douglas when I lived in Bermuda. Really? Wow. VB305, as per, I think you mean a Golda, 80% of people never finish. Oh, okay. No, you don't mean a Golda. Never finish your license. Wow. So I was in the 20% then. Ray, I never knew that. That's interesting information. Have you noticed I put a little bit of weight on? Because I got sick, with all the pollution and stuff, my nose was running and I was really tired, and I stopped I stopped exercising and I started eating a little bit more. And, I was 108 kilos and I got down to 97. I'm back up to 102 now. So I don't know if you notice it on my face. The only bad thing about losing weight is you get really like the wrinkles are nearly gone here now. But when I was down to 107, I had a lot of wrinkles there. But of course, when the fatter you get, the only good thing about it is your wrinkles get stretched and you look like 21 again. So maybe I should put on another 20 kilos and I'd be like this, wouldn't I? But my face would probably be like match of the day, football. Hello from Holland, says Raymond Stockman. If I got it wrong, apologies, but hi anyway. Good to see you in. Wheelchair bound. I met Frank how do you pronounce that last name? Botha in a bar in Hua Hin. He boxed Mike Tyson. Okay, sorry for my ignorance. I'm just not a sportsman. It's funny how they all come over here, isn't it? Steve Davis. No, I won't tell you that story. Da Vinci Code. I heard that there are more and more minarets. Is it? I don't know if I can talk about that. Peking Man. I'll put it up there. I'm not really sure what it means. Maybe somebody else can answer it. Peking Man. Brave Wilderness is a good YouTube channel. I forget the name. I watched one called Outdoor Boys. The problem is I've watched all his videos now and I keep waiting for another one. He's a good. He was a lawyer, by the way, if you know the channel I'm talking about. Fed Martin McGuinness too. Martin McGuinness. Okay. Wow. You're like a celebrity chef then. It's up to you, says, that tremor woke me up too. I thought it was a lorry. Then I found out it was a quake. It's terrifying, really, isn't it? You imagine if I've seen videos where guys are on the 44th floor at the swimming pool, and the thing starts swaying, the water's got, they can't even stand up. One guy was in the pool on the, God, I think I'd have fainted. Leroy says, first person ever to say, I'm glad I went to Pattaya for different reasons. Paul, I'm not reading that out. Norman Wood, exactly, Peter. Felt like a wave. My chair and table wobbled. The water in the large water trough had waves in it. Scary stuff. Alexander, I won't try to pronounce your last name. I'll put it up because I'll screw that up. Hello from Manila, Philippines. Are really angry. Okay, let me read that again. Hello from Manila. Filipinos are really angry because Daddy Sir Duterte were sent to the ICC in Bangkok in time. I don't know what that's about, Alexander. Sorry, I can't really get into it. I don't know what it means. Leroy, they can help you at the airport if you're really stuck. Magic Mojo, any risks of tremors sooner in Bangkok, or are we out of danger? Well, who knows? You never know, do you? I'd like to think it's all finished now, but somebody just said there was a tremor today. Damon, I used to fill my card at home before I left home. Always had a stack of them. That's a good idea, actually. Brian De Travel, I spotted Damon Hill in a strip bar called Ches Paris in Montreal the day before the Montreal Grand Prix many years ago. I don't think he was drinking too much, so interesting. Bottle Baby, there used to be desks on the ground in arrivals where you could fill out the form. Yeah, but you try and fill it out on the aircraft, don't you? Because when you get to Thailand, you don't want to be hanging around the airport, do you? I remember when I was coming in as a tourist to enjoy myself. The flight used to land at 3:30. I'd have the card already in, bang, out to the taxi, straight down to, I used to stay in Soi 4 in the last, it used to be an apartment building called the Nana Thai Mansion, right next to the entrance to the park. I'd be in there, I'd have a quick brush up and all the rest of it, not even a shower, just chuck my bags down, a bit of brute under the arm, a bit of spray under the arm, do the old hair when I had a bit more than this, took straight down. I'd be outside Nana Plaza having a few cold ones, and then bit of dinner somewhere, and then that was it. I was out for the night, Cowboy Plaza, Nana Plaza, and I'd be absolutely shattered, but I didn't care. First day in Thailand. It's like the first day I arrived back after COVID. That was a hell of a job getting here, and what I had to jump through hoops and stuff. But it was all worth it. At 5 p.m. when I sat outside Stumble, and that girl came across with a tray and a cold lager, and she smiled at me, that wonderful Thai smile, and I had that cold lager in hand. I took that first sip after being locked down for, 2 years, and all those streams later, and there I was in Soi 4, one of the first back, because I did the Thailand pass, and wonderful, absolutely wonderful, good memory. Not sure what you mean there, Paul. Who gives the correct amount of income they earn on the form? Yeah, I know what you mean there, Paul. Yeah. API. I used to listen to Chuck Goa in Pattaya, but all I hear now from him is Trump hate. It's just boring. Okay, I do know that channel. He does a lot of cycling, doesn't he? American ex-military guy. Yeah, it's not a good idea really to get. The thing about YouTube is, it's like if you're a YouTuber, you're either an educational YouTuber, so you do courses and stuff like that, or you teach people how to do the gardening, plant pots in the greenhouse or stuff like that, or you're an educational, or you're a history channel. If you're a political. If you're doing politics, then you need a separate YouTube channel to do politics, because once you've got a regular YouTube channel and you start bringing politics, I've had guys in this channel where I've started talking about the UK government stuff, and I've had guys say, "Oh, look, that's it, I'm off." I mean, they've come back the next week, but they've actually said, "Look, I'm off. I've come here to relax and have a beer. I haven't come here to talk about politics." They get pissed off. So yeah, it's not really too good to talk about politics. Okay, Lou, I'll put that up there. Alec Duncan, I've been the exclusive driver, actors, and international high-profile actors, mostly Oscar winners, for major film and television producers in Canada for over 40 years. Wow, that must have been pretty exciting. Met some interesting people. Thai Billy Boy, I sat next to the chef Rick Stern on a flight to Chiang Mai, where he was filming for his TV series Far East Odyssey. Was he? I wonder if he was interested. Maybe one day I will have some free time to travel to Thailand. Oh, you haven't been yet. You got to make the effort. Wonky Travels. How is your dog? Funny enough, I just got one of these. Let me grab it. It was my birthday on Tuesday, and my daughter's just sent me one of these happy birthday cards that you get from Moonpig, and there's a picture of old Benji there. He's still going. Well, I wouldn't say he's going strong. Hang on, try and get it. I don't want to get my daughters on there. Yeah, that's him taken last week. His face is all white now, but you see the colour of his head on the top. It's kind of all on his leg. It's brown. That used to be the colour of his face, but he's poor old boy. He's like me. He's getting on now. He's getting old. Put that back up there. Right. Okay. Paul, what's the most drunk you've ever been, Peter? There's been so many times, Paul. I've lost track. I've always made it home. I've never done anything silly. I've never got into any really bad fights or upset ties or anything like that. But I've been, I think the most drunk I ever got, actually, I'll be honest with you, was just at the point where I knew I was going to be separating with my wife, and I had to leave my kids, and I was coming to Thailand because it was a lot on my mind, and I was downstairs brooding, and I had a litre of whiskey and cans, and I'd actually turn the TV. What I used to do was have a drink, watch TV. 12 o'clock, I'd turn the TV off and go to bed. But, because this was all going through my mind, sometimes I'd turn the TV off at 10:30 and I'd be really deep in thought. And I'd be drinking whiskey neat, just thinking about it, trying to make plans in your head and stuff. And there'd be times I'd walk up the stairs and, I'd fall backwards and nearly fall down, but I'd kind of have to grab the banister. And yeah, I was pretty pissed. I mean, if you're American, that means like really drunk, not angry. I'm glad I'm not like that anymore. But, you know, when you've been kind of married for 33 years and you're going to lose your family, it's kind of tough. You watched, I don't know, you probably watched that video I made when I first came out here. It was about an hour long, about sitting in a hotel room in Heathrow Airport the night before I flew here with all those thoughts going through my mind. It was quite a difficult time for me. You know, thankfully, everything's worked out. My daughters still contact me. And yeah, you know. Right, Mark AP. Good job with the weight loss, Peter. It isn't easy to lose weight, especially the eating healthy part. I'm worried about putting it back on. That's the problem. I don't want to get back up to 108 again because it took me 6 months to get it off. And I am making the effort. The worst thing is eating late at night, which I don't do anymore. Right, I've got 3 minutes, guys, before I knock off because I've got to get ready for the members stream. I've got a lot going on. If you're coming into the members stream, I've got another Monga minute tonight. I've got Joke of the Week. I've got Spot the Lady Boy. I've got Spot the Thai Girl. I've got a load of quirky stories from the news and a few more personal bits and pieces to tell you, okay? But before we do that, let's whiz through some more comments. I'll go down to the latest ones, guys. If I've missed your comment, I'm really sorry. I just can't keep up with it. You know, Damien sat next to Simon Le Bon. I remember you telling me this in 2005, World Go in Pata. He asked me what girl I wanted. I remember you actually telling me that story. Okay, thank you. He's an old man now. Yoz Travels, Damon, buddy, how you doing, Yoz? Is that Varline Allen? I sat with the producer of the show 24. He was meeting with Kiefer Sutherland, and he got Kiefer to sign a shirt on my girlfriend at the time, who was a big fan of the show. Okay, Brian, belated birthday wishes, Peter. Thank you, Brian. That was Tuesday, 65 now. I'm getting old now, bit of a dinosaur. Bell, do you do sub meetups, Peter? I don't, Bell. I just kind of keep myself to myself. I'm not unsociable, but I just find like I'm in a room of egos. You know, I'm not into it. I just do my own thing. I plod along. Leroy, everything is temporary, good and bad alike. Mark Hanley, are you teaching Scouse in a government school there, Yoz? Oh, you're talking to Yoz, okay. Yeah, Varlin says, the wife and I have been eating healthy for 3 months now. What a difference it makes. Stay away from the junk. Bernie, thank you. Great stream. And with that, I'm going to have to say goodnight, guys. Let me just, you know what I'm doing now? Right. Okay. The music's going to blare out, remember, because my microphone's right up there. So when I play the music, it will probably blare out. So have your finger on the button. So thanks to Damon and Frankel for moderating, as always. Guys, super chats, thank you very much. Very generous. I say the same thing, but I do sincerely appreciate everybody else. Thanks for joining me in the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it's been a good stream. It's interesting. I hope I'll see a lot of you in the member stream. That's going to be in about 15 minutes. Loads of stuff lined up for you. It's always a good laugh. And if not, I'll see you in about 2 weeks. Okay, thanks a lot for being in this stream tonight, guys, and I'll catch up with you real soon.